Sometimes the simple act of talking can be the hardest thing to do. And I'm not just talking about when I'm looking at the prompter and my mouth doesn't work.
No, Jimmy, that's just funny. We're talking about tough talks with your teammate, your spouse. David and Julie Bullit, the authors of the 5 Core Conversations for Couples, are back with us this afternoon. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, yeah. We always joke, David, you're a divorce lawyer. Julie, you're a family therapist. It's you know, you guys have a lot
mix, yeah.
Yeah.
I save them and he breaks them up.
That's not fair. They're usually broken up by the time they've gotten to me.
That's true.
Or on the way.
On their way.
Yeah.
But that gives you insight for
it does.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what would you say is the #1 topic of conversation that causes strife between couples?
Yeah. Well, I would say that parenting is one that a lot of people get hung up on, so to speak. You know, sex, finances, those are probably the top 3.
Yeah, I have my top 4 in my office after 35 years of representing folks in the midst of separation and divorce. It's money, sex, parenting, and then you go to that DSM-3, whatever that book is, right, that has all the psychological disorders, and it's just general malaise not otherwise specified.
Oh, okay.
It's like a catch-all group.
But those are your three biggies.
So we're talking about the 3 biggies, the 4 biggies. It's just not always easy to go to your spouse and say, "Can we talk?"
Right.
No, it's not. It's not. But she'll tell you how to do it. For me, and we've gotten into this for years and years. I always go through. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, and also it's not what you say, but it's when you say it.
Yes.
So what you say, how you say it, and like grabbing me first thing in the morning when I'm, when I look at my sports page or walk the dogs, probably not the best time to talk about. I want to move to a new house, kind of, or whatever it might be.
Right.
But,
so yeah, timing and tone, are really important, and oftentimes, we don't think about that when we start to say, "Oh, I need to talk to, my husband about this." We don't think, "Oh, is this a good time?" Or some, often things come out differently than, or maybe they don't come out differently than you're thinking about them, but they should. And that is, choosing your words. And I always tell people, try to use, I statements when you talk, because when you use I statements, it's less blaming. So I feel a certain way about something, and it takes the pressure off of the other person. If you start with, "You did this," or "You did that," or "You make me feel this way," then it puts them on the defensive. And then conversations kind of just stop right there.
Stop, yeah.
Yeah.
So you broach the subject, you have the conversation. What happens if you don't get the outcome that you want?
well, this is more your bucket, but I think that, I tell people in my office that you hope for the best but plan for the worst. And I think it's the same thing. You have to expect that there's going to be some unintended consequence of what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
And I think you have to be able to pivot and take a step back and then dig back in and talk more about it again.
Right. I think coming back to it, and you also have to understand how your partner reacts to things. So, for instance, I don't like change. So if he wants to talk to me about something, doing something that's different, my first reaction is no. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. However, he's smart enough to know that let me have my reaction and then I'll come back around and we can talk about it again. And so I think that's an important piece, is knowing how your partner processes information, processes ideas, changes, that kind of thing. So you have to give them some time to be able to do that. And then, if it didn't go well, that's okay. Make a plan to come back. Well, let's table this for now, but let's, come back and talk about it. And really collaborate and, try to work through it.
I mean, you have to. You folks are married. If you let things lay and let them go, there might not be an ultimate resolution, but maybe you reach some sort of a merry or happy or somewhat happy compromise.
So bottom line, we can work this out.
We can work it out.
Yes.
I agree.
And don't be afraid to have tough conversations, because what we see in, what I see in my office, and specifically what he sees in his office, is people sweeping things under the rug.
Yeah.
And then they just build up, and then the relationship deteriorates. So you have to be able to go in to hard things with your partner.
Wow. I could talk about this all day.
We do, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, we don't have the time.
Good point.
Authors David
Yes.
and Julie Bullitt, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. It's been
Thank
great.
you so much.
Today.